Hi boys and girls, this is lesson 6.9, all about measuring angles. Please make sure you get that written in your notebook, as well as today's date, and when you're ready, come on back. So here's a math message for you. Max measured an angle. He said the angle was 4 centimeters wide. Does his measurement make sense? What do you think? So there's a picture of it. So does it make sense? You're answering that. Why or why not? And what do you know about the attribute of angle size? Okay, answer those two questions to the best of your ability, and when you're done, come on back and we'll talk about them. So, angle attributes. Things you should be thinking about when we talk about attributes of angles. Qualities, characteristics of angles. That's what attributes means, okay? So an angle's size depends on the spread of the angle's rays. So if I was going to draw an angle like this spread in between the two rays, that's the angle's size, right? That's what that first one is saying. The second thing it says here is the spread can be thought of in terms of turns or rotations. So, how far of a turn am I making if I'm thinking about the space that's in here? Right? So, if this would be a quarter turn, it's less than a quarter turn that I'm making. And then the degree is the standard unit for measuring angle size. The degree, so if I was going to say my guess for this one right here, this acute angle that I just drew, I'd say this is probably close to 70 degrees. That's that little one you see up in the air sometimes. That's degrees. If I can't do that because I'm typing, I can always write the word degrees. Right? Ooh, messy, but it's right here for you as well. Okay? Those things you should know. And I hope you knew that Max is not okay to use a ruler to measure angle size. That definitely does not work. That's for line segments or other things that are talking about the length or the width, but not angles. All right, so what features would need to be included in a tool for measuring angles? Well, there's a few things. It must share the attribute of spread with the angles it would measure. So we can't use a ruler because it doesn't share the attribute of spread. There is no angle for that, right? That's not what that ruler is used for. The tool will be comprised of angles. So take a look at this example right here. This is a pretty rudimentary protractor, or compass, we could call it as well. Not the kind of compass that we use to say north-south, but another kind. But you see how it has angles on it, right? See the angles in here? All the unit angles would be the same size. So you can see this is 45, therefore this is 45, right? And the units would be numbered. And you can see they have the little degree sign for you as well. So get some notes written about this page, and when you're done with that, come on back, and we're going to be working in your math journal, so make sure you have that handy. All right, so in your math journal on page... I didn't include that for myself. Let's see. That would be page 213. Page 213 in your math journal is measuring more angles. So it tells you in the directions, identify each angle as acute, right, straight, or obtuse. Use your angle measurer to measure the angles on this page. Record your measurements in the table, then circle the right angle below. Lots of directions there. Make sure you go back and reread them when you think you're done to be sure you've really done everything. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do when we look at angle A, that's this angle right here, angle A, is we're going to say what kind of angle is that. So we're talking about this space in here. Is that acute, right, straight, or obtuse? I hope you know that that would be an acute little angle. So I'm going to put acute here, and so will you in your book, right? It's an acute angle. Now to measure it, here's the full circle protractor or compass. So I just wanted to put it here beside it for you so you know that's the beginning of that. Step 2, I will move that protractor, the full circle protractor, so that this center dot right here, is lined up over the vertex of my angle. So that's what I've done here. You can see underneath here I have the angle. You can see the little arrows on the rays. But in the center I have the vertex and the center of my protractor lined up. Then the third step I'm going to take is I'm going to line up the 0 with one of the rays of my angle. So once I've done that, so the 0 is here, I'm looking at my numbers going up in this direction. I'm going to look to see where exactly does my other ray land. So for this example, it would be 45 degrees. It's a 45-degree angle because you can see the 40 and you can see the 50. The ray is halfway in between, so it's a 45-degree angle. That's how you use your protractor to measure angles. You have to do the 3 steps. Important to line up the center with your vertex, and it's important to then make sure your 0 is on one of your rays, and then to read your degrees very carefully. The other ray points to what the angle measure is, and you need to read that carefully. If you're within 3 degrees of what I think that is, you are good to go. So for this one, we'll say this is 45 degrees. All right, so you're going to now finish this page doing that same thing using your full circle protractor, which is on your template. You're going to first say what kind of angle it is, then you'll say what you think that it is in degree, and then you will circle the right angle that you find below. All right, and when you have that done, then you may come back and check your answers. And there they are. Hopefully that is what you have. And we will talk about this more in the lesson when I see you tomorrow. Thanks. Have a good night.